today, President Truman traveled to Potsdam, Germany, a small town near Berlin, to discuss post-war arrangements over Europe. He met with Joseph Stalin, the leader of the Soviet Union, and Winston Churchill from England to discuss the state of the post-war world.
One result of this conference, known as the Potsdam Declaration, defined the state of Japan perilous and gave the terms for surrender, as well as the Allied terms for post-war status. The ultimatum was this: Japan must agree to unconditionally surrender or face complete and utter destruction.
It is said that the conference will conclude early next month.
Today marks an advance in the nation's security as President Truman passes the National Security Act. As used in the Act, the term intelligence includes foreign intelligence and counterintelligence, which are terms used to describe the knowledge of capabilities, intention, and planning of a foreign government, or portion of one, or a foreign terrorist group. This act will soon lead to the creation of many security-based organizations that will further the intelligence programs in this country.
A few examples of these organizations are the Central Intelligence Agency, or CIA, the National Security Agency, or NSA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, or DIA, and the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. This act also will create the National Security Council, which will determine what should occur should such information reach the organizations listed in the act. These agencies that have been created will boost the defense of the nation and also prevent the progression of future attacks and conflicts between the United States and other nations.
Tonight, after knowing that this act has been passed, the country can rest knowing that they are safe, and that the threat of an oncoming attack shall be discussed and taken care of immediately.
Today is March 12, 1947, and our president, Harry Truman, has created what we call the Truman Doctrine. This doctrine established that the United States will provide political, military, and economic assistance to all democratic nations under threat from external or internal authoritarian forces.
I believe that it must be the policy of the United States to support free peoples who are resisting attempted subjugation by armed minorities or by outside pressures. The free peoples of the world look to us for support in maintaining their freedom. If we falter in our leadership, we may endanger the peace of the world, and we shall surely endanger the welfare of this nation. The very existence of the Greek state is today threatened by the terrorist activities of several thousand armed men led by communists. The British government, which has been helping Greece, can give no further financial or economic aid after March 31st. We are the only country able to provide that help. We shall not realize our objectives, however, unless we are willing to help free peoples to maintain their free institutions and their national integrity against aggressive movements that seek to impose upon them totalitarian regimes. This is no more than a frank recognition that totalitarian regimes imposed upon free peoples by direct or indirect aggression undermine the foundations of international peace and hence the security of the United States. Greece must have assistance if it is to become a self-supporting and self-respecting democracy. I therefore ask the Congress to provide authority for assistance to Greece and Turkey in the amount of $400 million for the period ending June 30th, 19...
It has restated our position in international affairs, and rather than to back out of world affairs, to intervene in the matters of foreign nations if need be. It has been said that Harry S. Truman delivered this speech earlier as a result of an earlier announcement from the English government that it would no longer offer aid to the Greek government, even though they were experiencing a bloody civil war against the Greek Communist Party.
In his speech, he asked that the country be enabled to provide aid to the Greek government, as well as the country of Turkey, considering that they had been receiving aid from the British government as well. The nation shall now provide civilian and military personnel and equipment, as well as $400 million worth of financial aid to Greece and Turkey. The Truman Doctrine committed the United States to actively offering assistance to preserve the political integrity of democratic nations when such an offer was deemed to be in the best interest.
To defend his decisions, he said that should the Communist Party in Greece win, the country would become unstable, which would in turn make the Middle East unstable, which would interfere with the United States national security. Congress agreed to his wishes.
Today marks a tragic event in Asia as Mao Zedong, leader of the Chinese Communist Party, has managed to take over the country. The former leader, Chiang Kai-shek, was an individual well liked by the leaders of our nation, one that we...
Previously, Mao Zedong had worked with Chiang. However, he has recently launched attacks on the government Chiang had created, therefore creating tensions within the country. Today, after many ruthless encounters with those following Zedong, the government collapsed, and in light of this, Mao Zedong created the People's Republic of China.
The country has provided military and financial support in light of the attacks that Zedong has made to overthrow the government that Chiang has created. However, our attempts have been futile in preventing this event, and therefore, President Truman, Joseph Stalin, and Winston Churchill have decided to meet in regards to previous plans made that would involve the future of Japan.
Previously, they had come to the conclusion that should an event like this occur, the United States would remove all stationed military personnel in Japan and allow them to rebuild themselves without too much intervention from the United States government.
In this, we would become allied with the previously militant Japan, increasing not only our number of allies, but also our economy. Because by boosting that of Japan, it will increase the imports into the nation, and therefore boost our own economy. Thank you for tuning in. Good night and good